What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukishu. We are back with another UmaMusume video. This video we are going to be training Sakura Bakushin O, the sports festival one for the League of Heroes for short distance. And for the setup, it's going to be pretty much the same as the one from yesterday. Because I was like, I think this one is the runner one. Yeah, right here. But honestly, I could just use her as a leader. I want to use a Teo card instead. I think I'm going to do that. I should just go back to over here. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to give that a shot and see how it goes. It's funny because the OG one is more used as a leader, so I don't know. We'll just see and give it a shot, if anything. We'll just see how this training goes. If it goes well, then we'll use her. If it doesn't, then so be it. So be it. So this is the setup. 2-speed Teo and Almond Eye speed cards, borrowing the Austin Machan Guts card, still giving the whole stamina thing a shot. Although, yeah, I could probably get some help if I do Inheritance. Forever Young Wise card, Tamamo Power, and Casino Drive friend card. And with that being said, we'll get the run started. Before we get started with the run, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. Also, I already did my Promea polls. I did it last night, actually, like an hour, I think, after the banner was released, I think. So that should be the video after this, and then after I record this, edit it, and upload it, I will start recording the story, the end of the 2.x patches, or the end of season 2, pretty much. Which I'm excited. I'm kind of wondering what got them to. I don't know if it was because I saw it too early, the news that Starlight Billy was gonna get released first. Could have, honestly. It could have just been that. But makes me wonder what caused them to switch it, unless it was never, because I did see it kind of early, which is why I assumed it was Billy at first, and then like 2 weeks later, or I guess like 2 weeks later, if not like 2 weeks before. 2 weeks before her banner yesterday was probably when I noticed it. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure. But it was swapped to Promea at one point. I was like, oh. Well, I guess I'll just pull for her, I guess. Which will leave phase 2 to obviously skip, because it's going to be Billy. Not that I don't like Billy, it's just after so many consecutive pulls, Billy just so happened to be the perfect time for me to not pull. That and like, oh man, I was gonna say the other one. I haven't. That and believe he's a rupture physical. Nothing against him being rupture or physical. Physical because I do have Xiaoguang. And then Rupture, I mean, I do have Rupture years, but obviously, with how, um, with how things are set up with the bosses and Deadly Assault and Shield Defense, most likely the bosses would have the corresponding weakness to who whoever was pretty much involved in the in that story. Just like how Isolde, or was it the Defiler, is electric. It's funny because she had. It's funny that that one's electric. I believe electric physical. Because in the story, it seemed like she had a better, like she had a connection with, um, Orphe. But obviously, with the weakness being electric, it was more made for Seed. But Seed was involved in the story regardless, so there's that. Or like the twin ballets, their weakness is, I don't know why they have an ether weakness. I don't know why, but I believe it's always ice ether. One of the mechs is always electric. I think the mechs is always electric. So yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Maybe I removed it. And if I did remove it and I put it back in around this part, you guys are probably wondering what am I yapping about? We'll see if I remember to remove that part or not, and you guys are probably wondering what. All I can say is just watch the Promea polls. That's all I can pretty much say. But yeah, Zenless. I don't know who would be the first phase of the 3.0 banner, but if it's the two new characters we saw, I believe they were both blonde. From the last story, like the short girl, and might have to pull simply because they should just straight up release the wind element, and I'll just be like, well, dang, of course I'm gonna want pull. I wonder if who would they give it to though? That's the real question. That is the real question. I also like how they're not afraid of adding another a whole new element, which shouldn't really be an issue in my opinion. Like, I guess on their second anniversary. I was gonna say, I wonder if Wuo would do something like that. But Wuo already has wind as an arrow. And I think they have, what elements could Wuo add? They already have ice, fire. They could, I mean, you don't, honestly haven't seen water element. Like Starville doesn't have water, or Hydro if we're gonna mention Genshin. Zenless obviously doesn't have water. Um, and Wuwa doesn't have water, so I wonder if maybe water becomes an element that they think about adding. You would think that it would have been an element that would have been, you know, How to say priority, but yeah, technically priority because it's one of the main elements, so to speak. But I guess not. I guess not. But that'd be cool if, like, let's say 2 more years later, Zenless decide, well, we'll just say 2 more years. Well, they could do it like next year or anything. They decide to add a water element. I'd say that would be pretty dope. I would say that would be pretty dope, in my opinion, if they're already willing to add a wind element. Which is cool because last year they added the rupture attribute type archetype. What do we call this? Um, whatever it's called, they added it. Rupture, and now they're adding a new element. So it makes me wonder if um they might have a few more things planned to release. Like probably, like I said, maybe another element could be water or whatever they plan to. Or yeah, they can even do the opposite of ether, kind of like how Wua has Spectro and Havoc. They can do some ether and Spectro, um, something like that. I don't know what they would call it. I just said Spectro just because it was the only. It felt right because Spectro is kind of like a light element, and then ether is still kind of dark element, so I kind of just went along with it. Who knows? Maybe. It seems like they would. Seems like they would if they're willing to add wind. But I've played a little bit more NTE, progressed a good bit in the story. Also, drove around the city, um, went all around and unlocked the map, got the teleport points, and whatever. I think I got most of these side missions unlocked. Well, I guess from what I have at this point in the game, because obviously there could be more that gets unlocked the more I progress in the story. But I got most of it. Like I went to the area and unlocked it. I didn't necessarily do it, but I just unlocked it, just so for something to do after. What else did I do? Um, during the story when I would just run around, I would collect whatever the collectible is, or whatever it is that you collect in the overworld of NTE. It just appears on the map, so I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna just grab it if I see it. Now, I know yesterday I did say if I was gonna complain about something about NTE was the driving. Honestly speaking, it's not as bad. It was just something. It was honestly just something to say because I didn't necessarily really have anything to complain about. And honestly, I'm only saying that based off my experience with the first car that you buy. So, and I did a couple more races, and honestly, it's not as bad with the first car. Um, I did, I guess it since it's supposed to be more family friendly. So I guess in a sense, borrow a car in NTE. That's what at least what it sounds like. Unlike in GTA where you just straight up steal a car. But at NT when you borrow the car, and I borrowed I think basically the Porsche of the game. I felt the difference in controls and all that. And honestly, I have played GTA 5 on the PC. And honestly, honestly speaking, I'd say it's pretty similar. The driving controls. It's I would say maybe depending on nah, I guess yeah, it could be pretty similar instead. Because I was gonna say it could just be that maybe because this is a anime GTA or anime version of a game, it could be why it feels a little bit off. I don't think so, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't think so, if I'm gonna be honest. So I kind of want to take back what I said about driving because it's honestly not that bad. I'm having fun driving around NTE. So I kind of just want to take that back. If I'm gonna be honest. If I'm gonna be honest. Other than that, I don't think I did anything else in any other games. Mongol, I'm kind of still just where I'm at because I've been focusing more on NTE now. If I'm gonna be honest, because there's, I guess, more things to do with NTE, at least from what it feels like. There's just a lot to take in because I got the apartment. That was cool. The races are there. There's a lot. There's a lot to do. Literally, I guess yeah. Literally, you could say anime GTA. And I just realized that I don't know why this thing keeps getting zoomed in, and I know I forgot to do it in yesterday's video to fix it, but oh well. I mean, it doesn't necessarily take away from the whole training. Like, you guys can still see what I'm doing, but this is what it is. But yeah, I went fishing in the game. That was honestly, it wasn't bad. Honestly speaking, it wasn't bad. Um, but I haven't tried any of the other things. I honestly don't know what else there is to do. Like, I know there's an arcade. Are we able to play the arcade games? I know we're able to put the claw machine. So maybe. Um, and there's a lot of things that I still yet to unlock. And all that, so. And I find it typical for them to have, I want to say the R35 still, the GTR, unless that's the new one, I guess, R36. I'm fairly certain it is the R36 from what I've seen in the past. Unless that's the new R36, based off the new R36 GTR, then R35. I'm not surprised that they would have it there. So if I'm gonna buy another car, my next car in NTE, honestly, I'm just gonna go and save up for that one. Instead of buying a better car that I could use for now and then save up more money for that car. Cause I think in the game it's like 400K. Obviously there's like there's more expensive cars than that. Like the Ferraris, the Maseratis, or Lambos of NT, whatever it is. I've seen a price of like 1.5 mil or 2 mil, whatever it is. So yeah, although those are technically the better cars, I would probably still, if it's just to drive around the city, I'd probably just drive around whatever car I like. If I'm gonna be honest. But no, so far, yeah, everything's so far so good in NTE. It's pretty much going through the phases of the same phases that I did with Star Rail, Zenless, where I'm gonna do everything I can early in the game, um, throughout the beginning of the game from its release, Obviously, if I reach a point, I've done this in all the other games, I'll most likely end up doing the side missions and all that. But if I'm gonna be honest, yes, later on I do fade away from doing the side missions, like the blue missions or whatever. The, I guess, not so important side missions. The what we call the filler quests, I guess, so to speak. Filler side quests. Not like the fun side quests that actually fun event side quests or whatever. Like literally the filler game quests. I'll most likely end up doing that just to find a reason to play the game. Or by then I'll probably be playing Mongol more. But no, yeah. I'm just enjoying NTE. Just enjoying NTE. But before that, gotta go record some Zenless today. I gotta record some Zenless. I'm gonna assume it's about 3 hours. It's around there normally, so shouldn't be too bad, and hopefully I do get it out for you guys today. If not, tomorrow. But at least I already have the banner video, the summoning video, recorded. So I'm just gonna edit and upload that as well. Prior to recording the story. Do I want to do this or do I want to do that? I think I want to do this. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start going over the comments now. Because we are more than halfway through the training already. So starting off with the comments, I'm gonna start off with Tanoki's comments because there's only 3, and then the rest is pretty much from Nova's. So starting off with Tanoki's comments, the first one says, well, my luck has been below average at 1.5% rate up. It's expected copies of 3 and 200 or 6 and 400. Oh, did not know that. I didn't know what the rates were or the expected amount of copies were until literally right now. And just based off the Forever Young polls, that one was already bad. That one was already bad. Banners for the past year: Tucker plus Tamamo, -2, 3 copies in 400. So I'm assuming when you say -2, you didn't get 2 copies of Tamamo, but you, or I guess 2 LB Tamamo is what you ended up getting. It's my assumption. Stay Gold plus Admire Groove, -1 and 2 copies in 200. So with my assumption, I'm assuming you didn't go for -1. Well, with Stay Gold, I'm assuming you use a Rainbow Crystal to max limit break it. And the same thing with Tamamo. Onsen plus Teo, -1, 5 copies in 400. Did I say 400 in the Tamamo one? Because it says 400. Did I say 400 or 200? I'm not even sure anymore. Oh well, it's the Tamamo and Tucker one was 400. The Stay Gold and Admire Group was 200. And I'm assuming you stopped at 200 because you had gotten enough, like a good amount of Stay Gold pulls. That's why you stopped at 200. Onsen plus Teo, 1 and 5 copies in 400. Fine Motion, Air Groove. I think that was the New Year's one. Oh, wait. Or the -2, I would assume is... I don't know. Because this one says plus... Define motion and air group says +1. so, so now I'm just like, +1? What do you mean by +1? I don't know. But and then you put 7 copies, so now my assumptions have kind of just got me confused. But 7 copies in 400. Or could these numbers mean the first number means... No, it can't be. I'm gonna need you to clear this up, Tanoki. Casino Drive plus Forever Young -4 and 2 copies in 400. Famously 0 Forever Young. Yes, that is what I do know. I don't know if my assumption of your numbers were correct or if it might mean minus the amount of crystals you use and then the amount of copies. I'm not sure. But yeah, just based off the history you've put down, yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal. Compared to Nova's and like 200, 400. He's max limit breaking both of the cards if he goes for both. That is definitely a big, big stark difference to Nova's luck in his support card pulls throughout the whole time, actually. Throughout the whole time, because never have I seen him say that he got 0 of a single card. I don't think I've ever seen him say that, if I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, Uma banners haven't been great either. I've pulled for 5, 1 in 20, so that was probably your best one. I don't remember who it is though. 1 in 120. I don't remember who any of these are. I'm just gonna assume Almadai, Espoir City. Who else would you have pulled for? Cinderella Grey Cap. And I don't know the other 2 if the 3 I said are correct. But 1 in 120, 1 in 20, and 3 full pity. I believe 2 were true full pity, and I was like 180 to 190. At which point you just pity. Yeah, if you reach, honestly, once you reach 150, I feel like you should just go for the pity, in my opinion, to just get the free copy or whatever at that point. Because it's like, bro, you're already there. Like, yeah, 5 still seems like 5 more pulls does seem like a kind of like a decent amount of carrots still, but honestly, still, it's like, what are you gonna do about it? It's just... So yeah. But other than that, thank you, Tanoki, for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. Appreciate it as always. Then now the following comments are the remaining comments, and they're all from Nova. Starting off with, I started the Wuwa story and man, it's hitting me in the fields department. Looks like the end of Lahairoi will be the beginning of several exciting possibilities. The circle back to Huanglong. With the capital region, or the start of the JP region where Hiyuki is the Miko of. Which we're assuming. What was the name of that place? That where we found Chiso, was it Hoshino? Whatever it is. Hoshimi, I think. Hoshino. I think it's Hoshimi. Or one or the other. I could be wrong. But whatever it is, where we found Chisa, where the whole Chisa arc was, assuming, um, that the Ashinohara, which I believe is the name of the place that Hiyuki is the Miko of, which I'm also assuming is also. I don't remember if Chisa mentioned it, but I'm assuming that's where Chisa is from, also, based on my assumptions, based on me assume my assumptions and all that. Honestly, well, let me finish this first comment first. Either adventure will make me hyped AF. I need to see Yang Yang alt, and I just love JP region in general. I'm the same thing. I'm biased towards the JP region as well. But I think I would rather see them go back to Huanglong. The reason being is that because I could see them filling in another half of a series of patches before 4.x with Huanglong than if they were to go into a Japan alt in or JP region in Wuwa. And the reason being is like I'd rather see them go to a new region once they hit 4.0. Not saying that if they were gonna go to a JP region now after Lahai Roy in the middle of these patches, like the 3.x patches, they won't still go to a new region in the future in 4.0. But it's kind of like, I feel like this would be the perfect time to kind of just backtrack and go back to Huanglong. And if the Yang Yang's ult is legit, I think this would be the perfect time to, I guess, also implement that. As well as, I mean, going back to Huanglong would also mean we also listened to Chuyuin and went back to Huanglong to say, basically, say hello and chill there for a while again. So I would say Huanglong would be the decision if I were to choose. If I were to choose. But I'm not Kuro, so I'll leave it to them. NTE has been accused of using AI, which is true, but it is what it is. I still get this gacha. I'll still get this gacha caught up. Honestly, I'm not really against it or bothered by it. However you want to feel about it. Honestly, it's just how it is when something starts coming into, would popularity be the proper term? I guess something becomes more popular, becomes more mainstream. AI, for example. In the beginning, people are just gonna hate on it. Kind of like with how when hybrid cars first started coming out a long time ago, so to speak, because with the Prius, I was like, what, early mid 2000s, somewhere around there. But regardless, I'm assuming a lot of car enthusiasts were kind of like, well, kind of like with how, especially now with how there are more electric cars, um, and a lot of the newer cars, it seems like they're making it harder for car enthusiasts to modify, essentially, or tune, modify or tune. At least that's the impression I'm getting off of the car YouTubers I watch. So, and that was like during the early stage, but even like now, now that there are more electric cars, it's still, and they're more abundant because more different car companies, or most, if anything, are already all doing electric cars. Yeah, my take on electric cars, well, it's a car. I guess I like cars myself, but I'm not gonna hate on the electric cars. Like, I've driven a Tesla. Honestly, I had fun driving the Tesla. I had fun driving the Tesla, so it is what it is. So this could just be around that phase, cause, or it could be like that type of thing. Although with the whole AI thing, it did make the whole computer building hobby um, way more expensive with the prices of RAM and memory. Memory as in just your standard um, HDD, your and all that. Just whatever memory related. It's stupid. It's stupid. So yeah, not sure what I'm gonna use with Hiyuki since I can't double on Mornier and Lene. Maybe I need a fusion burst a IMAT team. The Neopals will have to be blessed. The downside is that the luckier I get, the less currency I'll get from the event shop. What do you mean less currency from the event shop? Like the less you'll buy? Is that what you mean? The less you buy, so the less will go towards the event shop? I don't know what you're talking about. Well, Mornier you can use, but honestly, her best team, Hiyuki's best team, was the team I basically set up in my Hiyuki pools video. It's Hiyuki, Lene, and Chisa. So you're basically taking Lene from iMyth, iMyth, and whoever else you use Lene with, I guess, which is a good amount of people, and Chisa from Perl- Perlova. Does Chisa use for does Perlova use Chisa? I don't know. But from what I know, you're taking Chisa away from Zani and Phoebe. Or no, Zani and Cardathea. So she doesn't essentially have her own team. Or this kind of comes to the point where you know how we didn't want to pull for Sigrica and she was the arrow. Cardathea uses Chisa. It might force me to use Arrow Rover again, I'm gonna be honest. It might force me to use Arrow Rover if I'm gonna be honest. That's only 60, right? I do need to do this though. But we'll see. Can't say much about driving since I'm still driving the scooter and NTE. But the main character design feels a bit similar to HSR and low-key Ethereal Restart. I still like Rover and Bell design. That's funny because I did say the design did remind me of Trailblazer a bit, which is HSR. Ethereal Restart, I don't exactly remember. Oh, I could see it with the short hair. I could see it. Yeah, I guess you could say a combination of her short hair with Trailblazer's grayish hair and outfit design, maybe. Maybe. But I take back what I said about the driving. Honestly, after driving a bit more, I started enjoying it. So, yeah, I take it back. With Uma Global, you gotta lock in. JP is so casual that I sometimes forget Uma auto playing in the background. I haven't auto played in a while. in JP, I don't exactly know how to set it up. Every time it changes, like the scenario. Or do I just do auto since it has its own scheduled race? I think I just auto, right? I don't know. I don't know. Side games know LB0 is meant for the peasants. I can't go back to peasantry anymore. I need to MLB them. I'm just gonna play the race because I still have a couple more comments. I need to MLB them all, starting with that paid banner with all the rainbow shards I can get from the rewards. I don't know. I mean, I don't know whether to call you like a high key dolphin or a low key whale, or if there's an in between. What's in between a whale and a dolphin? Technically, an orca or a killer whale. Because unless if what I've learned a while ago, like a couple years ago, is false, killer whales or orcas or shamu, however you know killer whales or orcas, are more in the dolphin family, even though they're called killer whales. So I don't know. I don't know. Small gotcha for me is like Shadowverse 2, HBR, Reverse, GFL 1, Neuro Cloud, Countersight, and Arknights. I could try fitting them in the tablet, but it seems that I went with just Uma and Nikki since they both use vertical screens. Actually, I have my tablet, even when I'm not recording, I have my tablet horizontal, and I still play Uma horizontal. Like, it works for me. So yeah, yes, it's smaller, but I'm still able to play, and I don't need to keep rotating my device, so it's fine. Or my tablet, so it's fine. But yeah, just I would say the small gotchas would be a good option to put in the tablet if you're looking to save space anywhere else or your laptop. No Mongol news, and I will be skipping Star Savior until I get the feeling that Studio B-side can get their stuff together. I just don't want to go into an unexpected EOS. Yeah, I honestly I don't think I'm gonna get into Star Savior, even though I'm impressed with how it looks. So, but Mongol, did I mention it? I did pull for the character, the new character they released. And I also did get her weapon. I think I did mention it. I did mention it. Let's just hope they do the Enfield route with less backlash. This is just a rivalry between two gacha companies since I did tell you some time ago that Arknight's devs were originally part of the JFL devs. Guess we'll see which IP comes out on top. When you say Enfield route, you mean like the open world route, right? For GFL. Let's just hope GFL sticks to what was it? Is it 1500? Or if they want to be cheeky and raise it to 1600 to match up with like Hoyo and Woo, that'd be hilarious. But if they want to, they could. I wouldn't mind. Anything's better than whatever Arc Knights is doing with their 5000. Well, if they're working on something, I hope it comes out within fairly soon. I wouldn't mind. I'd be interested to see how well, not Arc Knights, GFL would be open world. I would say maybe get like a Snowbreak type of feel, but more open world rather than like just going into levels and all that. I mean, there are open world modes in Snowbreak. Or should I say was, since the game isn't back yet. But there are open world modes in Snowbreak. But it's not fully open world. If GFL, I'll say 2. If GFL does go open world, I would assume it to be along the lines of Snowbreak open world, like pure open world. That would be my assumption in a GFL open world. I think that's a pretty good way to put it. I think. Then let me just finish. Oh, there's a lot more comments than I thought that were remaining. Let me just finish off these comments and then we'll end the video. Some developers really just screw themselves when they don't lock in on making a gacha. For example, the Do At Night Abyss does really drop the ball. They just canned the gacha element right before launch. However, the whole structure is still based on the gacha model. I tried it and it was a mess. That was a hiccup. Excuse me. Now it's on the decline from what I've been seeing. Well, I'm glad that I didn't end up playing it. I'm glad I didn't end up playing it. Well, the funny thing is that we want to rank the anniversaries of these big gachas. Wua might be very, very low. Then again, I think gacha players have become somewhat spoiled by anniversary events. It wasn't really a thing back in the day, and half anniversaries were just alien content. That is true. I think gacha players are just too spoiled to the point where they feel like, I guess especially the free-to-play players, because I'm gonna assume that a lot of the the toxic and the toxicity in the gacha communities, especially the Hoyo side, are from free-to-play players who just doesn't know how to conserve or work around their primogems. But there's pretty much a lot of those in a lot of gacha games where free-to-play players, I mean, I was pretty much I was pretty much one of them in Uma when I was pulling for basically every Uma in the beginning, and I've changed halfway through. Oh, so they can always just change, but I never did complain. I was still enjoying Uma. I was still enjoying Uma. I didn't complain about no anniversary gifts or whatever. I just feel like these players feel like they should be getting more. Even though technically minus the uptime of the game that they're giving, or the hours or whatever. If one person, I'm assuming one person doesn't matter, but if one person matters, I guess they feel like the hours they put into the game should get repaid, at least through these big events like the anniversary and half anniversary, so they're expecting more. Um, but they don't, and so they start complaining. I tried Honkai Impact twice, just like PGR, but I just couldn't get into those two. Not sure why exactly. Well, from the way I put it, Zenless kind of just gave me the whole if Honkai Impact was more open world in a sense. Because you kind of got that open world feel with Honkai Impact, but there wasn't exactly like a set world compared to like Zenless where you can run around, take, go to different parts of New Eridu. And yeah, they even have the whole Lemnian Hollow where they made like a whole more open world part of the game where you explore and do more things with the open world element of the game. Because I pretty much said Zenless is Honkai Impact. If it was open world, I was gonna say if it was like Genshin or yeah, but that's pretty much open world. So yeah, if it was open world. Honey oats for me. I'm just vanilla like that. Honey oats? Like honey bunches of oats? Or like the honey oats from like the Nature Valley bars. Because I do like those. I do like those. Although I've never had it with milk. Because I never bought the... I think they did have like the cereal version of it. I never really bought that. Or I never bought it. Bond and NTE unlocks Mexi costumes. I did see that. Which I hope maybe these games implement in the future. These other games that already have been released for a while implement that in the future maybe. Or just the future games you play implement that instead. And then lastly, oh Shushu, don't hate on the GFL2 furniture. I'm sorry. It's just like... I say lastly, there's one more. Like I said, I'm sorry. It's just... I don't get it. I can't accept it. Like skins is a one thing, but furniture, I don't get it. Now, lastly, from Nova. So the Wuwa story is done, and I have questions. Sentinel Mecha class. These things are probably made by Rover's home planet. Then again, the Thronodians have always been something more natural. It's like they have always existed. Then there's a question of who exactly is controlling the new Federation? Why did the Grand Architect let Dania live? What happened to Imeth's exoswarm body? Did it fuse with the real one? Lastly, how is Cyberpunk gonna fit into this lore? I got the same first impression that the exo Swarm or exo bodies, whatever the mech that Rover and Imeth was controlling. I'm gonna I don't know if it really is Sentinel. I'm just assuming it is. Oh no. Didn't they say Lahai Roy didn't have a Sentinel? Yeah. Lahai Roy is a unique region in Wuthering Waves that currently lacks a traditional Sentinel. So, yeah, there is no Sentinel in Lahai Roy. I don't know exactly how to describe that exo body, whatever mech. Then again, Thenodian, yeah, the Thenodians do look more natural in a way. Yeah, like they've just like they're just ancient beings, so to speak. And there's the question of who exactly is controlling the new Federation. Wouldn't that be the Frax? They make it sound like the Fraxidus is in charge of the new Federation. So wouldn't that just mean the Grand Architect? Or am I assuming the Grand Architect is not leading the Fraxidus? Or am I assuming that the Grand Architect is leading the Fraxidus and I don't know. Am I assuming something here? Why did the Nia live? I don't know how to answer that. What happened to Imeth's exoswarm body? Exoswarm body? I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know. There might be an after story or something for that. I believe we're getting a lot more story in Lahai Roy, I believe, so we'll get more explanations. Did it fuse with the real one? Lastly, how is Cyberpunk gonna fit into this lore? I don't know about lore because normally with collabs, do they find a way to fit into the lore? I don't think so. It just becomes an event story or anything. Like a whole side thing, as it technically should. So we'll see. But with that being said, that's pretty much it for all the comments. So thank you, Tanoki, and thank you, Noah, for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. And I try to finish this before the 1 hour mark. We end off with 2187 speed, 741 stamina, 1718 power, 1600 guts, and 1575 on Wise, with S aptitudes on turf and short distance. And remember, I did build this one to be a leader rather than a runner. And we did get a UA8, which seems to be a popular rank for the short distance Umas I've been training so far. Last one was UB3 and then UC9. Pretty big difference. So with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and let me know how you guys are doing with your League of Heroes prep for short distance, and who you guys are prepping or thinking about bringing to the League of Heroes. And if there's anything else you want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. So with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Remember, after this video, a little bit later, the Promea banner video will be uploaded or will be up. And then I'll try to get the Zenless story up by the afternoon. So with that being said, guys, thank you once again. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.